What is going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. 7:05. Getting 2 days in a row we're past 7. I want to apologize, but we're getting everything squared away. Looks like we are live on Wimkin. Getting some good news. If y'all want to head over, if you have an Android device, you can head over to the Google store and type in The DUM Show. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. And you can go ahead and download the Don't Unfriend Me Show app. If you go and do it on, it's not ready on Apple. Apple's being a pain in the behind. But if you type in DUM Show, it's under Jason Shepard, business, The DUM Show. It needs a little bit of work. There's some spacing issues there. But at least it's up. And see if you can find it and see if it works. Kind of a cool thing. So if you have a Android device, go take a look and you can download it. Let me know, play with it, see what you think. We're going to try to get it up on Apple and Android, and then obviously do a full release. We'll see you guys in about 10 seconds. We've got a good show tonight. Olivia and I are on, and we will see you in 3 minutes on the other side.
Howdy y'all, this is Damani Felder. These are perilous times in American history, and now more than ever we need individuals who are willing to wage war on the ideological battlefield with like-minded individuals. And I can think of no better place to start than my friends at the Don't Unfriend Me Show. So thank you for being here, and enjoy the show.
What's going on, everybody? Matthew Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me Show. I am proud to announce that the Documents of Freedom are back in stock. It's a 3-book collection, leather-bound, by Arcadia Publishing. Starts out with the Bill of Rights, and it's the complete edition of the rights, so you can look up and reference anything your heart desires. Declaration of Independence, with revisions and founder images included, beautifully illustrated. And last but not least, what would Documents of Freedom be without the Constitution of the United States of America in its entirety? The box is handmade by PFC Flags, custom engraving, all 100% made in the USA from the nails to the glue. And we have a 5-star rating, satisfaction guaranteed, 150 sold, 5 stars or better. It is so important, especially in today's society, to ensure that the younger generation has these books available in the future. Get them for your family and friends, available right now. Head on over to thedumshow.com/books. Thanks so much. Step into a Wimkin.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
If you have not had a chance, please head on over to the Google App Store and you can download by typing in DUM Show or The DUM Show, the application. It's live on Google and it's not on Apple. Apple's being difficult. And this is going to be a process. They need a letter of intent now, and they need, since Jason's the one hosting the app, they need his logo. It's just stupid. So it's going to take a while for Apple. We're going to get it done. But right now it's on Google. And if you have an Android device, you can do that. So go on over and do that. You can also, I believe, use a tablet or your TV if it has the ability to access the Google Store. Give it a chance. See what you think. I think you'll enjoy it. We'll do a full launch later, but this gives everyone a chance to kind of play and peruse the app. What's up, Liv?
Not much. Ceiling, sky, clouds, sun.
God, please.
moon.
That's so tired. What an old, horribly.
I know.
That's a dad joke.
It is.
It works.
It could be a mom joke too, I think.
I suppose it was a good start to the month. Everybody came through in flying colors last month. We barely made goal, but we made goal, and that's a good thing. So another month of the DUM Show. Yay. We're off to a good start this month, and whatever everyone can do to help, please do. You can go to linktapgo.com/DUM Show. Donate to the show. We're 100% funded by you. We're like PBS. Actually, the government funds PBS, surprisingly enough. That was a lie. But we don't get any government funding. We don't get help from the DNC or Donald Trump or anyone else. We do this from our own volition because we care about our country. Our good friend Mike went down to the Ashburn office today, and although you can't see it in Olivia and I's photo, we got our Team Trump signs and got all of our lawn signs and some bumper stickers and stuff. So we're kind of excited about that.
You can see a little bit by my lamp.
Yeah, it's over there. And well, we just do that. You can see mine right over my shoulder. It's right here. And then Olivia's, I don't know.
You have to do the widescreen.
No, it's really simple. Maybe we got to zoom in and then I can do it. There it is right there. You can see it a little bit. But anyway, pretty excited to have that done. I will be going down and making myself a captain for Virginia. And I'm also going to go and try to get my press credentials. I know Trump's going to be hitting Virginia. He has to because it's in play. The honeymoon's over for Kamala Harris. We're going to talk about that tonight. Obviously, the school shooting is in the news right now. Tim Walz and his family photo, and a liberal who is a coward, who can't admit they're wrong, who has been a viewer of my show for 3.5 years. And I always treated with a level of respect and dignity until the last couple of times. But somebody who always comes in and snipes from afar and really is just a trash human being, and decided to say that I was posting fake news today. And then when I proved her wrong, she was unable to admit it. And to me, that's a level of cowardice that can't go unencroached. It's a topic we have to encroach upon, and I'll be happy to do it tonight. I want to talk about Kamala talking about her grandmother marching through the villages of India with a bullhorn endorsing abortion. We're going to talk about that.
Interesting.
Yeah, Kamala's got her stories. I guess it's, what was the thing? What was the Cannibal Joe Biden's cousin Brody or whatever, or something like that, who got eaten by cannibals?
Bozy?
Uncle Bozy.
Uncle Bozy, I think it was.
Bozy's barbecue sauce.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Baklava Shashwarmi, also known as Vivek Ramaswamy, has another amazing appearance on CNN.
Oh, yay.
We're going to talk about Trevor Noah, who replaced Jon Stewart, who is just a garbage human being. They can't stand the guy. I despise it. Just the most unfunniest guy in the world. And here's the thing. I can't stand people who do this, who like when I was going on executive board meetings, I didn't hide my tattoos. I didn't hide my beard. This is who I was. And I was comfortable with who I was. And I didn't have any problem showing who I was. And I always had a goatee or a beard. I never shaved for a job. I would get a haircut and I would polish my shoes and put on a suit and stuff. But
the only reason you ever shaved was Hayden's father-daughter dance when she was in kindergarten, and that was it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And, you know, the thing that bothered me is Trevor Noah. He comes in and he's all clean cut and he looks like Hodgkins, you know. He looks whiter than I am. And, you know, he gets his suit and, you know, takes out his nose ring and, you know, gets a haircut and looks all done up and to get the job at Comedy Central. And then over time started Colin Kaepernicking his hair and, you know, having the buckwheat haircut. And I'm like, you know what, dude, why don't you just be real to begin with, right? Why don't you just be who you were the whole time instead of trying to sell us who you are? So I don't like fake people. It bothers me. Fake people are not my favorite. What else are we going to do? Talking about a bunch of stuff tonight. We've got the Documents of Freedom that we told you guys and girls are back in stock. And remember, if you have the ability, you can go over to 15% off the show tonight. I'm thinking of putting the Documents of Freedom on sale. I know a lot of people want it, and it's really hard because the prices went up. But I also want to respect the fact that I might put it on sale. So you guys and girls can convince me. We're also going to add something to the show. It's a spinning wheel. And every 30 minutes, we're going to randomly, we're not starting that tonight. This will be coming and it's a part of the Dumb Club stuff. And it's a wheel that will have, you know, 15% off or a free $20 gift card or a free whatever. And we're going to spin that wheel randomly for somebody every 30 minutes. So we're going to try to, you know, give back a little bit. So a lot of stuff coming up. Wanted to give you the update. Today I did an article on Tim Walz. Now, Liv, I got a photograph that I think I got to this before everybody. I got it before the AP. I got it before the only people who got it before me, I think, was the Daily Caller. And I beat everybody else. I beat Fox News. I beat CNN. I don't even think CNN ran it. The AP got it later. Newsweek got it later. But I saw this thing. Some people say it was on Donald Trump's website. No, it was never on Donald Trump's website. It probably was on Truth Social. And the reason why Donald Trump gets those things is because when somebody's going to run an article, they want to get a comment. So they send it to Trump and he gets it before everybody. So, but I was pretty excited to see it. And when I saw it, it wasn't even, it was nowhere. So of course, Benny Johnson, 19 minutes after I posted it, his was up. Go figure. Oh, Benny. Yeah. You know, and Benny, all you had to do was just be like, hey man, saw this from the Don't Unfriend Me show. So, you know, but there's people who do that, but you're just a shill, dude. You're so jealous of your traffic. And I respect it. You know, I understand the fishbowl approach to marketing. I've done marketing for 3 Fortune 15 companies. And I understand that you want a fishbowl approach to your marketing, which means that, you know, if there's any chance to escape, you hit the lip. So you want your Facebook traffic interacting with your Twitter traffic. You want your Twitter traffic on your radio. You want your radio hitting your TV. You want your over the top. You want your print. Everything is kind of intermixed, right? And the moment you allow a leak, you're going to drain the bowl and then you're done. So by him saying, oh, the Dumb Show, he could lose hundreds. He could lose thousands. He doesn't know. But you know what? I still think it's pretty crappy to take people's stuff and not give them credit. And this isn't the first time.
It's crappy for anyone to do that.
Yeah, and it's not my stuff. It's not my photo, but you could have at least just thrown me some love, right? And just been like, hey, dude, I saw this on the Don't Unfriend Me show. Justin Barclay does it. When Ryan Weaver shares my stuff, he does it. When Izzo shares my stuff, he does. Well, Izzo doesn't share my stuff anymore. I don't even know where the hell Izzo is. But the point is, you throw people bones, and I try to do the same. If there's not a watermark on a meme, you're not getting credit from me. I just find it. But if you have a watermark, I'm going to call you out. Like Tony did that video that I did today, this short, and I gave her credit. And when I linked it on Twitter. So show you this real quick. You haven't seen it. It's 1 minute. But once again, if you at least do your due diligence and try to find, the person who created it, you got to throw him a bone. And now it's the point where, like, I know Justin Barclay shared Benny's post, but he cut Benny's name off. And I'm like, good for Justin. I'm going to talk to him about it when he's on this show next week. And I'm like, why do you do that? You don't do that for me. You always take care of me. You always take care of people. And he'll probably tell you because Benny steals stuff and he doesn't give people any credit for the work he takes. And to me, I just think it's a douche move. Here's the 1 minute.
What's going on, Jonah?
No, it's not. Let me switch the audio.
That's on backwards.
Yeah, it is.
Friendly Nation, and to the wonderful people in Washington, D.C., where soon we're going to hear all about Russian interference and China's interference.
Well, how did I know he didn't get it from the same site? Because it wasn't on a site. That's why. That's how I know. And when you use the exact same verbiage that I use, and it's 19 minutes, Karen, this isn't the first time. So I don't assume positive intent with Benny. He's stolen his entire career. He's ripped people off. Why would that change now? So once somebody tells you who they are, believe them. So I know this. I know it wasn't on the Daily Wire. I know it wasn't on Fox. I know it wasn't on Newsmax. And the only place that Benny Johnson gets his information is Fox News. That's all he does. He grabs Fox, he throws the clips up and he comments on them. Otherwise, he steals it from Twitter and he steals it from Facebook. So 19 minutes after I posted it on Facebook, he had it. The funny thing is it was 3 minutes after I posted it on Twitter. It's the exact same image. And there's multiple images, by the way. And I can also tell that the image that I had is the exact same image that he used, because there were multiple different crops of it. Some were narrow, 16 by 9, some were 4 by 3, some were 500 by 500 or 1500 by 1500. And the one that I use, I cropped to expanded to a 16 by 9. And that wasn't how I originally found the image. That's how I know. But it doesn't matter. The point is that it doesn't take a lot of work just to say, hey, thanks a lot. It doesn't at all. In fact, Benny had posted something the other day, and there was a guy who looked just like him, who was bald, who was a liberal, and he had Benny's glasses, and he just looked like Benny without hair. And I said, "Hey, evil at Benny Johnson," just throwing him a little bit of love. There's nothing wrong with sharing somebody's stuff. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Just give them credit. Fox News does it all the damn time. And a lot of places do it, and it's tiresome. When you're a content creator, you don't want people. It's hard enough in this business to get recognized, and to sit there and do it is just not okay. And I also know, because he has done it to thousands of people. If you go look up Benny Johnson on Twitter and just look at the people who are like, Benny Johnson is a crook, or Benny Johnson that rips off people's work, or he's a plagiarist, you will see how many people are like, dude, why are you, this is mine. You took my video. So I don't know, man. I don't, you know what? He very well could have found it from somewhere else, but I'm done giving him positive intent. I've went down that road. And honestly, I'm done doing it. Anyway, here's the video.
What's going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? And to the wonderful people in Washington, D.C., where soon we're going to hear all about Russian interference and China's interference, and we won't hear anything about the dirty dossier and the wiretaps and the informants that were put in Donald Trump's campaign. No. None of that is election interference. We have to be worried about foreign adversaries who changed absolutely nothing in 2016 and 2020. But we're not worried about big tech doing this.
Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
Karen says, I call BS. Sorry, he pays for those other sites as well. I'm not on Twitter. Yeah, I don't know what that means. So yeah, I'm lying to you, Karen, because that's my MO. I've been I got fired from Vice and multiple newspapers for plagiarizing. I've been accused by pretty much every single content creator out there for stealing work. Yeah, that was me. I'm the guy. I guess that's what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying, Karen.
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific...
Sounds like you're a Benny fan and you're hurt. So I apologize that you're hurt.
...political party or a specific candidate.
Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
While there are many reasons to vote for Kamala Harris, the most significant may be that she is a strong candidate with a proven track record of accomplishment. As the first female vice president, Harris
Folks, just another long line of nothing burgers. That's not interference. Maybe we should be worried about the home front and big tech before we worry about the big bad China and Russia.
So yeah, the whole point is like, okay, for instance, that video right there. Okay, here is a perfect example of
Adjusting transmitter output.
Sorry. Liv, I forgot to reset the windows.
That's okay.
I'm fixing it. So here's a perfect example. Okay, about I don't know 2-3 months ago, there was a lady who came out and she was making comments, made a video. And the video was about Joe Biden and about school shootings and just kind of the crap that you know all the left is talking about. And then she made a video that had to do with transgenders and Dylan Mulvaney and all this. And it was a great video and it went viral and she went huge. She blew up. Benny cropped the video, removed her watermark, took her video, and then reposted it. So he took off. Okay, so this is what the example would be. Say Olivia and I are doing a part of the show, and what Benny would do is ultimately take my face, take Olivia's face, and then cut out all the DUM Show stuff, repopulate the video, and then put his watermark on it. What do you think that is? Is that stealing of IP? It most certainly is. So there's one example of thousands of examples of this guy taking other people's content, and it's not illegal. But the problem with that, and the true issue with it, is that it would do so much more for the people who do this job to share the love. We don't want money. I don't want to collab with the guy. What I want him to do is I want him to give content creators the respect. Just say, thanks. Hey, man, this is an awesome thing. This is a cool find. Yeah, I got to love that about the Hodge twins. When they share stuff, they always give credit. Cat Turd always gives credit. And you can say whatever you want about those guys. But to me, I care about that. Because here's why. Because 1 million people interacting with Benny is no big deal. But 1,000 people interacting with our site is a huge deal. It's a huge deal. So if he would just say, hey, thanks. Or, hey, I found this on this site. Or this is something I really enjoyed and I want to share it with you. That can help a lot. Joseph says, Matt, Benny Johnson steals your stuff almost every day. I don't know. I don't watch and engage with him enough. You know what I mean?
Well, the reason plagiarizers steal stuff is they don't have any good ideas of their own. And he would not have anything to post on his site if he didn't take other people's stuff. Oh my God, cat. Can you sit down?
Okay, I don't care about the cat right now. So Karen, you've got some pent up aggression right now, and I have no idea why. I don't know why you're coming after me. You obviously are butthurt by this because you won't let go. You're a dog with a bone. I'm not hurt. You like to run on about him. Get over him already. You know what? Good call. Show's over. Have a nice day.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show.
Do you see how incredibly dumb you sound? I shouldn't talk about anything. If I talk about anything, I'm going on about something. I should just let it go. So why do we even have a show? Why don't we just go home tonight? The reason that I choose to do those things is because it's important where you get your information, and it's a part of the show. I don't know if you've known this, Karen, watching our show for as long as you've watched it, but there's usually a theme to our show. And we're going to be going into people who are loud wrong. And there's a difference between being wrong and loud wrong. And that's the whole theme of the show. And Benny is most assuredly loud wrong. most of the time. But instead of allowing us to get to that point, you just want to go ahead and cast rocks and aspersions. Why do you go see what he's posting? Because it shows up in my feed? Because Benny Johnson is someone I follow? I also follow a lot of different people. I follow Rob Reiner. I follow Barbara Streisand. I follow Bill Maher. I follow the Young Turks. I follow CNN and MSNBC and Fox News and Newsmax, ABC, CBS. I follow everybody because my job is to stay informed. So why wouldn't I? He can, I don't know what that word is, dulurity himself if that's how he chooses to play. Hodges are cool. Okay. Anyway, I'm not sure. Maybe you're just frustrated tonight. So we'll let you stew. But I don't know why any topic is worth mentioning anymore, because it's a part of the show. That's why. Anyway, thanks for playing.
It's kind of like, considering that this is his full-time job and I'm a part of this job.
Dude,
and this is what we get paid for.
Karen is fucking annoying me.
I can't see her.
She is driving me crazy.
But Karen, it's like you going to work.
What a bitch.
Yeah. You going to work.
What a bitch. What is your fucking problem, lady?
Getting him to cuss. My goodness.
I'm not pent up. I'm showing how easy it is to lead you and keep you there. Don't let me drive. Take the wheel back. What the fuck is wrong with you? You've been a fan of my show for a long time. Jeez, go find another show, lady. God, no wonder why you're not fucking married. Moving on. We're going.
I was gonna say something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm just amazed. I remember the time that I said her last name wrong and she fucking flipped.
I don't. What's the name? I don't remember.
Eschenbach.
Oh, this is her.
Dude, what the hell? I guess the meds didn't kick in. SSRIs were not working tonight.
Karen,
geez.
I want you to talk about your job.
Thank you so much, Krusty the Clown. That must be Karen. It is not Karen Vera. It's Karen Eschenbacher Felder, whatever.
So say, Karen, you work for a living. You work to get your money. Okay. So somebody works, I don't know where you work, but let's just say you are a server. And
I'm pretty sure she's a full-time Karen.
Yeah, that's true. And you work at this bar and somebody else works at another bar. And that person goes, I'm a better server. I want half your money, and takes your paycheck. It takes half your paycheck. What are you going to do? Are you going to actually say something about it? Or are you going to be like, oh, here you go. I don't care. Take the paycheck. Maybe
it doesn't matter. But the point is, why do I do anything? Because it's the same thing about why did I give him credit when he did his Christmas video and he created the Christmas Village? Why did I give him credit for that? But because he earned it. But he also earns ire from people, and that's frustrating. So I've went after Candace Owens sometimes. I've went after Shapiro sometimes. I go after the Young Turks. I go after Maher, because there's no such thing as staying in your lane. I can't stand that saying, stay in your lane. Why? Why should I show loyalty to people who steal content from other people? Yeah, but Karen, you just openly admit, well, I'm lead. First of all, nobody deserves to treat any other human being like that. So if you're going to pretend that you're leading me, no, I'm engaging with you like I engage with everybody. I just think you're being a complete snatch. That's all. So I figured I'd tell you, just like I would tell Benny. Moving on. The reason why we're talking about this is I want to show you this guy. And this guy, the original video is not watermarked. So I can't necessarily tell you who it's from. But I will tell you there's some language, and there was some language in my show too.
Vaccine. vaccine.
So I apologize. This guy gets a little hot, and he's gonna cuss a little bit like I did. So I apologize for my foul language and my potty mouth. Some people are just deserve to be put in their place. This guy has some things to say about Kamala Harris, and I wish I could give him credit because I can't. So what I'm going to say is that whoever he is, if you guys know who he is and you find his name, which I could not, let me know, and I'll make sure to tag him. But I did think what he had to say was absolutely spot on. Watch this. There is some language in this, so if you are offended by language, let me know.
I am so sick of you cowards. Keep on talking about, well, she trying to protect reproductive rights and women's rights and this and that. What the fuck happened to all our rights when we had to fucking get a mandated vaccine? Oh, we couldn't work. Raise your hand if you lost your fucking job from not getting the fucking vaccine. Me. But you want to talk about somebody's fucking rights? They took them bitches right from under us. They told us we couldn't go to funerals, but we could go march up and down the motherfucking street long as we got BLM on. Make that shit make sense. All of you motherfucking Democrats that's following behind this bitch that ain't said shit yet, she literally ain't said shit worth voting for. She even did less. Then you motherfuckers keep on talking about she did the Anti-Lynching Act 4 months ago. 4 fucking months ago to get your vote so you can have something to talk about because there's nothing else. Then when you ask them what she did for the economy, first thing they say, the Anti-Inflation Act. She passed the Anti-Inflation Act. Do you feel uninflated? Huh? Do you feel uninflated? Because a fucking bill passed? No, you don't. I'm sick of y'all.
It's the Black Lewis Black.
He's so on.
So great.
He's so on point, dude.
He really
I
is.
freaking love him. Like I absolutely, I love him. And it's there. It's kind of like a double standard. Is that we love people who cuss and get irate and get frustrated and get upset, but then we go, you need to stop cussing. How could you make that post without cussing? Do you feel uninflated?
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
I think it's great, man. I think the guy's a talent. I hope he continues to make more. I'm going to try to find him, and I want to give him credit, and I'd love to have him on. We've got some news. Damani Felder will be on Friday. We're really excited about that. That's always fun. And then Justin Barclay, which I hope Justin doesn't watch the first 10 minutes of the show tonight because I told him I stopped cussing. It's just, some people, this isn't the first time. There's a history here. So I only tolerate so much. I really do. And honestly, see ya. I don't need the drama. I just don't need it. So nobody owns me. You're not leading me anywhere. You're a part of the show. And I give you that authority and trust to participate in the show and help direct it into a positive place. You chose not to do that. You chose to be an ass. So go watch Benny. Go click his clickbait headlines where he lies to you and tries to get you to click and then never takes accountability for any of his lies. Good luck. But I love that guy. I do. I absolutely love him. There's so definitely on point with content. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is I got it, and I want to declare where I got my information from. See? Because it's not about stealing content, right? It's about being honest. So there are 2 places that I got the information from the picture of the Walz family. So first, let's go into that. Ryan Fournier is somebody I follow. And nice enough guy. I don't necessarily love everything he says. But he's got some good points. And I came across his page this morning, and I have press credentials when it comes to getting access to the wire and flash traffic inside Associated Press and things to that effect. So I can get information that comes across the wire that isn't formulated into an article or news yet. So I got this off Ryan, and I'm going to show it to you. This is why we're talking about Benny. So Ryan Fournier, and this is where Benny got it, by the way. Okay. 10 hours ago, it says, this is Tim Walz's family from Nebraska. Okay. And I found this picture. Now, Ryan did not find this picture or get it from the governor, the governor, a guy who ran for governor. I can't remember his last name. I have it accredited in my article. But he got the picture from the Walz family and got authorization to release the photo. And that is when the Daily Caller got it, if that makes sense. So when the Daily Caller got it, Ryan was one of the first people to post this. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I'm giving him credit for finding the image, but then I went on AP and then I found it also and got it confirmed from a local news station on their website that had the original article and interview, which is the source. But the image wasn't accredited. There was no name, which means that it is a public domain image and I don't have to credit source it. So we're going to look at that. Then we're going to go over the DUM Show. And even though I'm going to give Ryan as inspiration for the post, which is what you should do, and I'm saying that publicly, so you guys can go follow him. You should. But if you go over to the DUM News and you go over to the article, which is right here, and anybody can go to this, it says Tim Walz family sits for photograph supporting Trump, Nebraska. Posted in the public domain. No credit found. Please contact the author for credit credentials. That's the right thing to do. So if you find something and you're going to see the image, I told you I cropped it from a 16:9 to fit my page. So if you're going to find something, give people credit. That's the right thing to do. And there's the exact same image from Ryan. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is that people are saying that this is AI. Okay? They are absolutely saying this is fake. And I know for a fact it's not. So I'll tell you why we're talking about this tonight, because it's important. Credibility is important. Looking for the original photo. One sec. This, I'm going to save the image, came across my line when I post this. Now, this has been very popular. This photo has gone viral on Facebook, viral in the sense of my network, and it's doing very well. But you guys may remember another Karen. I don't know what it is with Karens tonight, but a liberal who has come on my page many times. Now, once again, not changing the parameters of the show to go after somebody or a troll. This is somebody who interacts with the show, and I want to know to tell you what I'm being accused of, because I want to address those things. My integrity means the world to me. So Karen, who has been on this show for 3 years, is a bleeding heart liberal, a lefty of all lefties, even though she says she's not. She argues with everything I say, and she only comes around once every couple of months. And she says, the photo is AI. Look at the hands. As for the story itself, I have no idea. Now, there's a history here. So I put, you're a liar. That's the last time you try and smear my name. You're a despicable person. Stay gone this time. And here is a link to Newsweek, an article that was posted hours after I did that confirms the story and the authenticity of the image. Is that enough? No. She goes, then Newsweek was fooled. Zoom the photo and look at the right arm of the elderly woman in the middle. Also, how many fingers does the girl to her left have? And I put liar. You just can't admit you're wrong. As always, you didn't even read the article. And the article specifically explains where it derived from. Now, let me show you the image. Now, one of the clear things that you do in an image is, if you want to know if it's fake or not, is look at the hands of the people. AI doesn't do hands very well. They also don't do body parts from a hidden body parts, boobs and genitalia very well also. Just a little known fact. They don't do very well with appendages. Why? Because hands are not necessarily, even though there's millions of hand pictures on the internet, most pictures don't zoom in on the hands unless it's a hand model. And most of the stuff that they're asking for is, show me Donald Trump's hands. Well, how many actual photos have you seen of Donald Trump's hands? So they find a couple, and most of them are blurry, and they go ahead and assimilate from there, and the AI can't piece it together. That's the way most of it works, unless it has a sample. So hands tend to have a problem. So here's this. Does this look normal to you, Liv?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got one pinky. You've got a ring, a middle, a point, and a thumb.
She looks like she's got arthritis or something because her fingers are kind of pointed out. But she's older, so
right.
What does that matter?
Now, let's look at this hand. Well, I'll tell you what. This is the thumb. And she has her fingers wrapped around the bottom of the chair, probably to support herself. So she's wrapped on the underscore of that chair, is what I would assume. But in no way, shape, or form. Now, she also says, look at the lady on the right. Look at her hands. Thumb, 1, 2, 3, ring, and then her pinky's just under. These hands look perfect. These hands are perfect. These hands are perfect. Everything's perfect. You just can't see her pinky because her hand's turned. There's nothing wrong with this photograph. These 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers and a thumb. This isn't AI. How do I know this? Because this was actually sent from a person who is running for governor and has permission to show this image. That's it. So thank you, Ryan Fournier, for sharing that. So now let's tell the story. The story is that this photograph is actually from relatives of Tim Walz. These are descendants, are not descendants, they're relatives. And they live in Nebraska. Now, Tim Walz hasn't been back to Nebraska since 1996 as far as a living capacity. So we understand that. That's okay. Whatever. However, these people, and we'll see if Olivia can do this because she's really good at this. Liv?
Yes.
Can you tell me if it is his grandfather's brother, father's cousin, sister's brother's roommate? What does that make us? Absolutely nothing. To Tim Walz, these people are the grandfather's brother's side. So what would that make them?
That would make them grandfather's brother. So it's going to be Tim Walz's uncle.
Yep.
And
you got to put something in front of that. You got to put something in front of it. It's not just uncle. It's
Uncle Walz.
Great.
It's going to be the last name.
Great uncle. It would be great uncle. Grandfather's brother.
Got it. Grandfather's brother. Tim Walz, grandfather. Yeah, great uncle.
So it's great. So it'd be their great uncle's family.
Great uncle. Yeah.
That is not that their first cousins, first relation. So people came on and said, Well, who are these people? His third cousin's sister's brother's uncle's roommate? No. These are actually people who Tim Walz has interacted with. These are family. It's great uncle. So their first blood relation. Oh, we got a downvote. I know where that
It's got to be Karen.
Yeah, probably. Is she going to leave the show? Don't leave the show. So these people are voting for Trump, and they all got Walz for Trump shirts, and they're all relatives of Tim Walz. Now, there's another. So people are like, oh, the relation isn't close enough. Okay. So how about his brother? His own brother is voting for Trump, donated to Trump in 2016, voted for him in 2020, is voting for him now because he thinks his brother is absolutely a far left progressive and thinks that his policies are bad for America. The reason why Tim Walz doesn't really have a relationship with these people anymore is because they're conservatives from Nebraska. And they feel that he abandoned his values and abandoned them. So they're voting for Trump. So let me ask this question to make sure that we all understand. Yeah, Dave Howard says there's a video of Walz's brother talking about Tim and how he would not be good in office. Yeah, I'm going to go into that. So good call, by the way. So I had that in the article about his brother. So even if you're like, well, wait a second, these are his distant relatives. Here's my point. Kamala Harris, has anyone heard from her family besides her husband and daughter?
No.
Joe Biden, where's his family? You got RFK, whose family, the entire Kennedy population, despises him. Now, the Democrats said because RFK's family has now follow me here. Olivia, you know what I'm going to say. Say it.
Because RFK's family disowned him because he endorsed Trump.
Well, they also said that he was a conspiracy theorist, not just Trump.
Oh, yeah.
They said he was just off base and shouldn't run against Joe Biden. And it disqualified him from running for office as a Democrat, right?
Yep.
Because his family didn't like him. And they were, ardent Democrats. Is everyone following me so far?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then why is Tim Walz qualified to run for vice president when his family hates him just like RFK?
Very good point.
Shouldn't we apply the same logic? Now Tim Walz should drop out because his family hates him. And it's more than the Kennedys. I think the Kennedys had like 3 really big naysayers and like 7 people sign a letter. You got the entire side. You got his brother who wants nothing to do with him, calling him a commie. So you've got, and then where's Kamala's family? You got her daughter who hates Jews, who hates her own bloodline and her own belief structure. Her father is supposedly Jewish, but his daughter raises money for Hamas. Where are they? Well, I'm going to tell you about Kamala. Wow, it's almost like the show is laid out. Oh my God. Geez, Karen Eschenbacher-Felter. It's almost like this whole show has sinew tying it together. Who knew? It's almost like you didn't watch my show ever.
You know what that reminded me of? I'm so sorry. It's totally off base.
Frying
when you said
pans.
The name.
Who knew?
No, when you said the name.
Eschenbacher-Felter?
Yeah, I was thinking of Grosse Point Blank. Hi, I'm whatever her name is.
I'm Marie Oslat Joseph.
Yes, that's what I thought. That's the first thing I thought.
I'm Marie Oslat Joseph. Welcome back, pointers. It is I. Wow, you sure have changed. Okay, so family, right? We're talking about family tonight. Wow, like I said, it's almost like there's lines of delineation to this stuff. So you've got Tim Walz's family saying, no, we're voting for Trump. How funny is that? So now you have military unit members who served with Tim Walz who say he's a POS. You've got his service record where he has lied and distorted his service. Okay? And now you got his family who doesn't like this guy. You got to ask yourself the question. How much smoke are you going to see before you scream fire? When are we going to be like, fire? His military service record's in question. People don't like him. They say he's a scumbag. Say he ditched his people. Now, I don't know Tim Walz. He may be the nicest guy in the world. From what I've seen so far, as he ducks questions about American hostage being killed, he's a POS. I'm not a fan. I think anyone that leaves American hostages behind is a POS, which checks Biden and Kamala. And anyone who is afraid to talk about it because they're running with that administration and runs away from the media like I showed you last night is a flipping coward. That's my thought. What do you think? How are you feeling about this?
Well, I didn't like him to begin with. The fact that he was governor when the riots happened in Minnesota and he didn't do anything about it, that right there shows you everything you need to know about him.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't have respect for him. And no, I do not think he'll make a good vice president. I don't think she'll make a good president.
I think the real question is we have to ask ourselves is, will he make a good president? Because that's really what's at stake here. Never before in the history of this any administration were we so close as having a vice president take over and being Kamala Harris just did it. Kamala Harris just took over running for president. And honestly, we have to openly admit she's probably running the country, even though she says she's not. So if Joe Biden's on vacation for perpetuity, who's running the country since Kamala Harris says she's not? People don't like Walz. Do you notice how nobody's coming out and endorsing and saying what a great governor he was? Why aren't people coming out and saying what a great governor he was? Why aren't people lining up to shake this guy's hand and be at the rallies and say how great he is?
I know if Youngkin was going for vice president or president, I would totally want to go to one of his rallies and say what an amazing governor he's been for our state. But that's just me.
I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. So I want to just make one last statement on this whole thing. I don't care that Benny Johnson takes something from me and doesn't give me credit. I don't care. There's a long history between the two of us that he doesn't know anything about. And I'm fine with that. But I'm in good conscience. If I don't say something, then I condone it. And maybe the next time he looks at my stuff, he won't share it, or he'll give me credit for it. I'm sorry. I worked too effing hard not to get credit. On Facebook, I was the first person to break this. Everyone knows it. Nobody had this story up. And I worked my butt off to write that article, to cut those memes, and to get them up as fast as I could. I'm sorry. Nobody. There's a little jealousy there because I go there and he's got 20 million views on something that I posted, and it frustrates me. And I have every right to be frustrated. So that's it. Here's Walz on his brother. Take a listen. Come on. Twitter has been crap lately. Won't load, stalling. I don't know.
Exclusively
Elon's going to pull his
Jeff
head out.
Walz about those comments.
That's right, Nicole. I spoke with him this morning, and he says he wants to set the record straight and basically clear the air on some of the misconceptions about what he said. Now, just to reset, the New York Post over this weekend published comments that the elder Walz, Jeff Walz, made on Facebook about his brother, saying he was not the type of character who should make decisions about our future, and that, quote, I'm 100% opposed to all his ideology. President Trump, former President Donald Trump, took to Truth Social and praised him. Sounds like a really great guy, and this set off a wave of speculation that they were going to be campaigning together or something. Phone interview this morning, Jeff Walz tells me that while he disagrees with his brother, he won't be campaigning for or against him. Take a listen.
I will say I don't agree with his policies, but in no way am I trying to influence the general public and come out and make a stance on that. It was a private thing. We're a private family. We wanted to keep it that way.
Now, I also asked him about his relationship with his brother and if it's true that they actually have not spoken in 8 years. Take a listen.
It was pretty accurate that I hadn't spoken to him since my younger brother's funeral, other than my wife would text him for like happy birthday and stuff like that, but there was just no contact either way, and it's too bad, I guess, that it worked out that way, because he is my brother yet and everything, and I guess, you know, you can disagree and still be civil brothers. I should clarify, about 3 weeks ago, my mother was visiting here, and he called on her cell phone, and she gave me the cell phone. I talked to him briefly. They were vetting him. Kamala Harris's team was vetting him for the vice presidency, and he had asked me for some personal information, tax information and stuff like that, and I declined to give it at that point. But that was like a 2-minute.
Yeah, so don't give me this crap that you're not going to influence when you won't even give him personal information when they're vetting him. You don't like your brother. And I get it. I understand. My brother hates me, and that's totally cool. A lot of people do. You know, the only people who I need to love me are my wife and my kids, and I believe that they do most of the time. So I'm good. But I'm not running for president, and I'm not running for vice president. And in a position that you have to be liked to win and admonished to be good at. I mean, you have to have half the country hate you to be good at your job. That's the truth. There's never been a president who's been loved by everybody. Ronald Reagan wasn't loved by everybody. He was a great president. Kennedy wasn't loved by everybody. He was a great president. Bill Clinton was a great president. Horrible for defense. Also an unethical, reprehensible piece of crap when it came to sexual deviance. But overall, he did fairly well as a president. He did. He's a good president. Barack Obama sucked. Biden sucked. Trump, great president. George Bush, shitty president.
Carter sucked.
Ford sucked.
Nixon sucked.
That's pretty much it. But, Thomas says, what was the name of the radical Islamic cleric that Walz welcomed into the governor's office? The one calling for destruction. He had a name very similar to Syria. Assad Zaman was his name, I believe. Assad. I know it was Assad, simply Mossad, Assad, and then Assad in Syria. So, and I think the last name was Zaman. Assad Zaman was his name. Someone fact check me. I think I'm right. I'm not sure. But that's, yeah. Oh, he says, okay, I was thinking of Imam Assad Zaman, who previously touted Hitler and celebrated. Yeah, that's correct. I'm sorry. I didn't see it, Thomas, until you wrote that. Jessica Moore. Oh, Jessica, you're smoking. Somebody ban her, please, on Facebook. She is a fake account. Trust me, honey, you don't want Thomas. So
go get Tuner. It's his birthday.
Yeah, somebody. Oh, it's Tuner's birthday?
Yes.
I didn't know this. Is Tuner?
Yes, he's on Wimkin and he was on Facebook too.
Is he a part of the club?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't think so.
Check the calendar.
It's not. We don't. Our next one's the 17th this month.
Tuner, happy birthday, buddy.
I already told him I'm sorry that his birthday wish won't come true this year.
What's his birthday wish?
He got it. The Leafs to win the cup. He got it right away.
Oh. Well, welcome, and to Jessica the spammer, and goodbye, because you're getting blocked. Amy got her. So Tuner, happy birthday, brother. You're a huge part of the show. We appreciate you. Man, that really fires me up about Karen Aschenbachenfelter. I knew she was going to go out in flames. She once ordered something, and she's like, why is the price of this and the price of this and the price? just Karen-y, man. You know, and then when I said her name that one time, she got all pissy. I can't stand when people do that. There's just, listen, if you want to go out in a flame, do it right. Call in the show and call me an a-hole, right? Tell me why you hate my guts. But if you get triggered because I go after a guy who's a serial plagiarist, I'm sorry. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. What has Benny ever told you that was right? Tell me. Help me understand. Because I don't know. Let's get no, not a three-namer. Was she Karen a three-namer? I should know better. Three namers, I tell you what. Some people get upset. Some people are like, Matt hates me because I have three names. No. It's just always, if you go crazy and you have three names, we're always going to say, oh, it's because you're a three-namer.
It's because most of the...
Thomas says, I'm broke, old, and ugly. She don't want me. No one wants me. I want you, Thomas. I would gay it up with you. A little Barry Manilow and a back rub and some baby oil. I don't know. Maybe. I'm willing. Mike was here today. Mike brought me all the Trump signs. I want to thank Mike, my good friend, who won't come on the show. Vietnam veteran, bodyguard, special forces. Just an amazing human being.
He's like grandpa to our kids.
Yeah, I told my kids, I said, you don't have a grandfather. You just don't, because they don't get to see Grandpa Chris, and my dad is dead and he never took an interest. And I'm like, he's like a grandfather. And I would kill to have him on the show. I just love to interview him. Just to talk about what he's seen and what he's done. Listen, quickly, last point. As Carol says, Benny is more dramatic in his execution of news, but also more based and positive. You are a bit off-putting. Yeah, but see, what's off-putting? Is it because I'm honest? Then you can't have one without the other. See, Benny BS's people. Benny says things that aren't accurate. Benny uses gotcha headlines, and I get frustrated by that. So there's no doubt I can be off-putting. I think that is a fair assessment, Carol. And it's not the first time I've heard it. Everybody has flaws, right? Joe Rogan gets certain topics that he's impossible to talk to. And what makes him great is that he's such an open book and he's so inquisitive. It makes him fantastic. But when he gets a topic like marijuana or climate change, you can't talk to the guy. There's just nothing. You cannot speak to him. Crowder tried and it was horrible. If you go to people like Tucker Carlson just goes wherever the wind's blowing. And he will shift, and he's worked for CNN, he's worked for MSNBC, he's worked for Fox, and now he's anti-Jew. So, and was pro-Russia a little bit a while ago. I mean, let's be honest, that's what he did. He's just going wherever the weather and the wind blows. Bill Maher has a problem. Bill Maher is not stubborn. He's just, he's bullheaded. He really is. He gets something in his craw and you can't get him to let go of it. Damani Felder overtalks his audience sometimes. He's a super intelligent guy and he can be long-winded. So can I. My problem is that I can be off-putting. I'm intense. I don't have a filter that makes me all soft and cuddly. I don't laugh for no reason. I don't smile, just walk around looking like a dope. And I'll tell you, that's something that I can't fix. There's nothing I can do about that. I've tried. And it just comes off as fake. So I appreciate you at least saying, hey, you're off-putting. That's okay. But I consider, in my humble opinion, I consider people who lie to you, who use you, who have no credibility, who steal from others and will not say they're wrong, and I've made a mistake, those people are off-putting. So I just think we have a different standard of what off-putting is. That's all. And that's cool because there's a lot of people who have different values. And me not smiling or me being abrasive or you know, just boisterous and I don't know, whatever else you think I am, is to you a big problem. And I actually like people who are that way. I enjoy people who are honest. I like Jordan Peterson. I think Jordan Peterson is an intellectual dynamo. And he is extremely off-putting because he's so just unemotional about his presentation style. And unfortunately, it's hard to tell when he's being serious or not. because he's always serious. So you're like, is he kidding? Is this a joke? He'll actually tell jokes and people are like, and he's like, I'm kidding. And you're like, oh, that's actually funny. I just had never heard you kid before. So everyone's got their problems. You know what I mean? What were you smiling at, Livy?
Oh, we're talking hockey.
Oh, Bill Maher is arrogant. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Benny pushed space lasers. Benny pushed the Dinesh D'Souza 2,000 Mules with absolutely no investigation. Benny has pushed a lot of things that aren't true. That's it. It's, whatever. But I appreciate the assessment. I think it's spot on. I think Carol makes a good point. Yeah, Jordan is brilliant. He's one of my favorites. So now that we've established that, Karen, thanks for your feedback. Was it Karen? Wait, who said it? Was it Kim? Who said that?
I don't know.
Paying attention as always.
I read
You're playing hockey. Carol. Carol. Benny is more dramatic in his execution of news, but also more based more based. Oh, I don't know about that. Positive? Oh my God, you're kidding me. Oh yeah, I only read part of I just went right to me. You're off-putting. Yeah, that's true. Benny Johnson is not positive. Are you kidding me? Every headline is the end of the world and doomsday. He's like Glenn Beck. Based? Based means truthful and honest. Carol, you and I completely disagree on that. That's a ridiculous comment. Based? No, not at all. This is the guy who went to Ron DeSantis' camp, went to Donald Trump's camp, and then went to Vivek Ramaswamy's camp. Benny Johnson is essentially a U.S. Navy ship, any port in the storm. Sorry. Benny's going to tie his boat. Watch this. Here's my prediction. Are you ready? When Trump's gone, Benny Johnson will carry water for any Republican candidate. Doesn't matter who they are. And he will carry water. And he will even trash Trump when Trump's gone. And if Trump doesn't win in 2024, Benny will be one of the first people that says, folks, I told you. We had Vivek Ramaswamy. We had Ron DeSantis. We had choices. Instead, this is what we went. The MAGA movement will die with Benny because he's not true MAGA. He's dollar sign. He will go wherever the dollars show. That's why he hedged his bets with Ron DeSantis and Vivek Ramaswamy. And he would have hedged his bets with Nikki Haley as well if DeSantis, Ramaswamy, and Trump all didn't dislike Haley. Come on. Based? No, yeah, you and I disagree. Thomas says, Matt, you remind me of a Canadian guy named Shadow Davis. Excellent on Canadian politics. Will always call his own out. Cool. I may not be as smart as everyone in here, as good as looking and athletic, but I guarantee I can F up better than everyone in here. That's cool. I cringe whenever Benny says, hey, it's your boy Benny. Yeah, it's a little much. Matthew has an analytical and fact-based delivery, much like Rush. Levin also delivers factual information based on the Constitution. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, it is what it is. Livy, anything else going on in the world?
No. When Bill Clinton came up, we had a good conversation about the cigar and Rumble. So
yeah, that flavor.
We're a bunch of dirty minds over on
slightly
Rumble.
Fishy over undertones and
exactly.
a little scaly. All right, video.
Well, with white college education.
You brought me here. CNN is melting down, folks. The honeymoon period is officially over with Kamala Harris. And I want to get to the whole family point. You know what? Let's finish it up. So let's
of tough trail.
You want to know what's funny? I even have something from Benny that I'm going to give him credit for tonight. It's right here. See, it's not like I don't find value in the guy sometimes. I really do. I actually like him. I know that sounds crazy. You're like, Matt, how can you like some? Because he's not a mean guy. I just don't think he is in this. Okay. quickly, and then we'll move on. Veterans are the worst. One of the best interviews I saw was the Sean Ryan show. And he was talking about veterans and the veteran community and the soft community and special forces and how it's like when you're in, everybody's just tight and everyone's the unit is just lockstep. And then you leave the unit and people get really shitty. Pardon the French. They get really rude and judgmental and it's all about me and stay away from mine and don't cut into my lane. That is so true when it comes to content creators. That's why I love Damani. It's why I love Ryan Weaver. That's why I love Fathers Lives Matter.
Alan.
Well, it's from Fathers Lives Matter.
Yeah.
So they won't know who Alan is. I love. Oh God, I can't remember Ryan's name. He has been on so long.
Oh,
Ryan Samuels?
Yeah.
Ryan
Samuelson.
Samuels.
Samuels?
Yeah, Ryan Samuels.
Okay.
I love Ryan. And every content creator I've ever participated with, they share. They want, like Jason Shepard from Wimkin. He's all about sharing. He's all about, and I'm that way. It's what I want. I want people to be successful. And I put people on this show, not for money, but because I care about them. You guys, I bought freaking 10 books from Mike. And we've sold a few, but I don't care. I just wanted him on the show. And it was awesome having it on. So that's, to me, I think there's a way to take care of people and there's a way not to. And I'm sorry. I think you should pay it forward. So anyway, we'll talk about that in a second, his video that he has. Here is Ryan just kind of, I don't know. I haven't seen his feed.
He has a new baby. I guarantee
and
that
the internet. He was supposed to get like HughesNet or Starlink, but he moved into the woods and the sticks and he couldn't get a consistent signal. That's why he stopped coming on the show. I'm going to reach out to him because I love that guy. Here's Kamala Harris talking about her family. Once again, it's almost like the entire show's tied up. Honey, am I off-putting? This is in my craw now. It's bothering me. Am I off-putting?
You're going to let it bother you.
Yeah, this one's bothering me. Because am I off-putting?
I don't even really know what that means. How would you describe that?
It's kind of like off-putting, but with both hands. I don't know. Let's define it. Off-putting, and I can define it, but I want to. When someone says about it, I really want to look at it. Now people are like, "Don't worry about it, Matt. Move on." No, I'm not going to. Obviously. Oh my gosh, unpleasant, disconcerting, or repellent.
Only in the middle of a fight. Other than that, no. that would be the only time that. Yeah.
That's not a very nice thing to say. You're off-putting, repellent. So it's like I'm the antithesis to your attraction. I'm essentially like a bug zapper. You fly to me and then I zap you and I end your existence. Off-putting. I think that one's going to stick with me for a while. I'm going to have to
make a shirt. We got to make a weirdo shirt anyway.
Yeah.
Apparently we need to make a shirt with Yenny's tail on it, just going across the camera.
I'll do it. Yeah, but you know what's funny? Okay, so here's what I'll say. Yes, I'm off-putting. You know what? You're right. And it wouldn't bother me unless it was true. So yes, I think you're very on-putting. Oh, stop it, you sexy bastard.
Amy Stamkos. I love her comments. Matt, do you eat pudding? Wait. Okay, what up? Okay, hang on. Shoot. Do you eat pudding? You have to eat it first before you can be off-putting.
So,
I love Amy.
Oh, Susie says Matt looks too good to be repellent. Yeah, I agree. So true.
I would have to agree with you, Susie. Especially with your hat backwards.
I can lick my eyebrows. So here's the thing I'll say. I agree with you. But you know what's funny? I hear more than anything. People are like, I didn't like you at first. I hear that all the time. In work, in going out on the show, most of my viewers will tell you, I didn't like Matt at all. But they came back for a reason because they're like, well, the content's good. But I don't like him. And then they found out who I am. And then it's completely different. So I think that's fair assessment. It depends on what night you get me too, because sometimes I'm just funny. you know, like a clown. Roger says, that's okay, Matt. You're just a non-bullshit guy. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me do the introspective into my life, folks. I appreciate it. You know what? See, I'll talk about anything. I have no problem I'm very self-aware. Why do you think my neighbors don't see me? Is because I know I can be a lot to handle. I get that. But they also know if they need something, I'm the guy they go to. They know that. Who else just tried to lick their eyebrows? That's right, Amy. It's a gift. Oh, listen to this. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Marky, this is my lifelong friend.
Yeah.
I was scared of you the first time you came to my Game Crazy. Marky, will you call in, dude? 804-212-2208. I got to hear about this. Seriously, we've never talked about this. You got to call. You got to call, dude. Call in. Just call in. Just shut up. I don't want to hear it. I'm nervous. You're not nervous. Call. We're going to see if he's going to call. 804-212-2208. Call, dude. I got to hear this, buddy. I got to hear the first time I came in. Because I was a bull.
Yes, you were.
In Game Crazy. I was a bull. There's no doubt. I get it. Susie says, I came back because I heard you talk good about me behind my back. And that really speaks to a person's character. Yeah, when people say things, what did they say about you when you're not there? Is even Karen. I even said I was bummed out. I like Karen. Okay. I don't dislike Karen. I just think she was being a biznatch, and I called her out on it. Type the number here again.
Yeah, he's being a Karen, so I'm going to type it in.
804. Seriously, buddy, you can't.
Love you, Margie. There you go, buddy.
You know what? I don't talk trash behind people's back. I don't do it. I don't. That's one thing I don't do. I will say it to your face. I put it out there in the ether and I'll say it. And I don't delete it. Like Benny can go on here. He can see the things that I've said that are nice. He can see the things that are not so nice. And that's fine. If he wants to do that, he frustrates me sometimes. I think he's too smart to steal content. It bothers me. Hurry up, Marky. We got to go.
Call in, Marky. But hurry up.
All right, I'm going to show this video real quick while we do this. 34 seconds. Here's more family because it's almost like the show is laid out in a strategy.
I come from a long line of tough, trailblazing, and phenomenal women. My grandmother would go into villages in India.
Nice timing,
and
Hold on.
Because she was India, and she would go to the villages in India. It was a famous story in our family. My grandfather would say she was going to be the end of his career. But my grandmother would go into the villages with a bullhorn, talking with the women about the need to have access to reproductive health care. I come from...
Okay, hold on. Karen's here. Acting like and being called the name are two different things. Oh, I see what you're saying. So instead of saying you are, you're acting like a. Did I say acting like a? Because I most certainly said you're being a. Well, that's the same thing as acting like. I didn't say you are a, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, just like you can call somebody an a-hole. Go, you're being an a-hole right now, but not actually think they're.
Yeah, Karen, I love you. But you have to understand when I have disassociated my mother from my life, most of my family, and anyone who has hurt us, it's not easy for me to cut ties with people. But I care about you. I actually like you. I just don't know why you're being so damn mean to me. You know, I'm feeling a little bit butthurt. Marky Borland, holy shit, Marky, what's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
Oh my God, it's so good to hear your voice. How's family, dude? First of all, how are the kids?
Oh, dude, kids are doing great. Numi is taking her first steps unassisted and stuff, and her teeth are finally dropping. So,
oh my God,
Jaeger's so doing good. Yeah.
Is she grumpy?
Yeah, she's just like her mom.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, dude. All right.
No,
so
she's great.
All right, Marky worked with me at Game Crazy. And I remember when first time I walked into Arcadia and met him. So I'm interested in getting his perspective on what it was like to meet. So Marky, set this up. How long did you had worked there? You know my history with Jake because Jake was in What was the area? I don't remember the store he was in. I know you were Arcadia, but
well, no, but before then I was with Jake at Cornerstone.
That's right. It was Cornerstone, and Jake used to run one of the bigger stores. It wasn't 48th and Bell. It was another one in Arizona, and I can't remember which one it was. But the point is that I went in there, and he knew I was coming to visit, and old boy was eating a Subway sandwich in the back and didn't come out and see me. And I was so like, dude, I was in fuego. Like, I'm like, dude, you don't. The DM comes in, you're dusting. You have bells on. You're ready to go. You're selling an MVP. So that frustrated me when I saw him not do that. All right, so you and I first met. Go ahead, walk us through it. I was district manager. You weren't an assistant at that point.
I was a key holder at the time.
Okay, so what happened?
Yeah, so Jake told me that the DM was coming and that you were kind of a hard ass. So I was already like, all right, cool. I have to be on my best behavior. And so, I'm just selling things, helping guests and all this. And then you come in and you just start looking around, and I didn't know who you were, off of your appearance, because I didn't know what you looked like. So you just come in and I'm like, hey, is there anything specific you're looking for? And you're like, no, I'm just looking around. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to finish.
Dude, the Matt Spear silent visit. People love that. I was shopping that. I was living in Arizona for a week, and I was shopping you guys before. I was supposed to report, and I'm like, no, I'm going to shop every store. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I'm helping somebody at the register and signing them up with an MVP card. And then Jake's eating his sandwich in the back. And then he comes out and he's like, dude, why didn't you tell me Matt was here? And I was like, I didn't know that was Matt. And then you just we're like, oh, hey, Jake. But the second time I met you, fast forwarding a couple of months, was during the holiday when the Wii released. And you came to the store, and that was the first time I met Liv.
Yep.
And you guys were basically directing us around, and that was when I was the assistant manager, because you fired his assistant manager for.
Yep, I sure did.
Being stupid.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, then you and Liv came to the store during the holidays, and we were setting up all the Wii stuff. And that dude snatched one of the Rock Band bundles and ran out into the middle of the street, and you yelled at me because I started chasing after him.
Yep.
And then he got clipped by a car on the other side of the road.
That's right. Didn't I give you a lecture of why you don't chase people? Did I give you that?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. And you're too important, and it's just a stupid rock band, and you don't go out there and do that and get yourself killed. I always liked you. I always liked you. That's why I made sure you got down. Did you get a store? Did I give you a store?
No, but I went under. I stayed as an assistant, and I went under Flippo when we were closing down all of the Game Crazies, and that was a bigger store. That was out by 35th and Bell. Right. I got my own store when I went to GameStop under Brian Flynn.
That's right, because I had trained. See, I gave GameStop in Arizona everything. They got all the talent. Literally, Flynn went over there, Erica went over there, Turge went over there, you went over there, Paul Oakes went over. Everybody went over there. That's awesome. Okay, so what are you doing now?
I'm a producer at
a
video game studio in Bellevue, Washington.
Didn't you just work? What game did you work on? Because I saw your name in the credits, and I remember you. Gosh darn it, what was it? You just announced it a while ago, and
Halo Infinite.
That's right. Yeah, Halo Infinite. So how serious is this, man? Are you going to be? Do you think this is something that's going to carry you? Or are you doing big work and doing great things, or what?
Yeah, man. I get to, work with programs all day, and I get to work with an amazing team of talented like individuals and people who have been in the industry for so long. So there's so much like knowledge that I get to soak up all the time. You know, I get to, you know, do the thing I love, which is play games and make them. So yeah.
So proud of you, dude. You've grown up, dude. You sound like an adult. This is pathetic. It's making me feel old. Like, dude, like when I used to talk to you, you'd be like, "Yeah, man, like no way." Now you're like Keanu Reeves with some sort of personality. Now you're an adult. You're a dad and you're married. Holy crap, dude! Good for you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, man. I had to grow up sometime. I mean, I just turned 39 August 2nd. So
yeah, I can't.
I thought you were a lot younger than me.
No,
For some reason, I thought he was a lot younger
because
than me.
Marky was in the Navy. When you were in the Navy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Marky.
Yeah, I was a corpsman.
Yeah. So Marky's
had
been,
no
you know,
idea.
he's a little older, but still, it makes me feel old to hear you're 39. I mean, it just drops my jaw. Okay. So help everyone understand. First of all, you watch the show. You're on here all the time, dude. Is that because you care about politics, or is it just because you miss me?
It's both. I don't have a whole lot of time to like dive into stuff. So like I really watch your show since you play the devil's advocate, and that's one of the things that I've always loved about you, because it's not just like politics that you do that in. It's everything.
Yeah.
Just like life decisions, like when I have come to you with problems in the past and stuff, and you're always like you're acting like the victim, but have you looked at the whole thing, and you put things into perspective. So I really tune into your show like towards the end of my workday, when I'm just kind of like winding down and filing paperwork and doing all the the monotonous things, where I can like actually like listen and pay attention.
Yeah.
And it just gives me insight on like what's happening, what's going on, because I'll wake up in the morning and I'll check my phone for like the news sources and stuff, and see the gist of things, and then at the end of the day I hear you talking about them and getting other people's opinions and all that. So yeah.
All right.
Which is why I got the Ask the Why hoodie.
I know. I love that. I love that, dude. So help people understand. You've known me. God, I know there's people who've known me longer, but you've known me for quite a while. Help them understand, so they know when they say I'm off-putting and all that crap. Help them understand. And it's nice to see Karen didn't leave. Karen got an earful from me. I did not almost call you a "see you next Tuesday." I would not call you that word. I don't call women that word. The bitch is as far as I go. But that's not, I don't even consider that a bad word. When like ass blank hole is not a bad word. I don't consider the B word a bad word. It's something that when someone's being that way, I just let them know. Marky, help them understand. Can you help them?
Yeah. Like if you don't know who Matt is, like you're gonna think that he's being a hard ass or a dick, but where Matt's coming from, like from personal experience, is like a caring like place with a lot of knowledge and experience behind it, like whether it's from him or people close to him that he's been a part of like situations and stuff. It's off-putting is definitely not the word for Matt, for sure.
Give me the word so I can hate you.
I mean, I don't have to put a thing in the swear jar, do I? Because
no.
My favorite word is cunt. My favorite word is cunt, so I'm gonna call you a cunt every day.
I will tell you this. I am an acquired taste. I think that's the way I describe myself, and that's my self-awareness. I'm an acquired taste, and I'm not for everybody. And I don't think I ever.
I would say you're like aged whiskey.
Ooh.
When you're like at the beginning of knowing you don't understand like the palate and there's everything that goes into it. But like the more you like get into drinking it and stuff like that, you're like, oh, okay, like this is actually really smooth, and it's not just something I buy and take shots of, and then I'm
Damn.
So that's how I would refer to you.
That is amazing. Like
You need to make your own whiskey, dude.
that was outstanding, Mark. I mean, like whiskey. I mean, there's not much you could have talked about guns. It's like shooting a 45 for the first time. If you've never shot in a gun before, you're just like, this is a piece of crap, and I can't hit anything with it. All right, listen. Hey, I appreciate you. I got a show to do. I would love to have you come on. Like, come on, because picking your brain is something that I love doing. And God bless to you and your family. I love you, buddy. You're one of my favorite people on the planet, and that hasn't changed, even though you called me a see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, no, sure. And then, before I go,
Yeah.
Abby just visited me a little while ago, and we were talking about you. And she said the next time I talk to you to give you a big hug from her. So.
Oh my God! Well, that's
So big virtual hug from you, from your old Nerd Fat podcast people.
God, she. Can I tell you how much I love her? And she got mad at me, like horribly mad at me, and I was so upset because she was like, I don't know, surrogate, someone I cared for, Marky's sister, Abigail.
Oh, okay.
And her and I, we never agreed politically, but we always defended each other. And people would come on and attack. First of all, I think she's one of the most beautiful women on the planet, hands down. Your sister is like Olivia.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like Olivia. She looks like Gal Gadot. I mean, if you guys don't know who Gal Gadot is, it's Wonder Woman, and his sister looks identical to Gal Gadot. She's beautiful, and like Olivia. They have that Jewish / Italian / Slavic look, and they're just beautiful people. And she's so intelligent. She's just a free spirit. And I would defend her fervently when people would try to come on and attack her for her beliefs. Well, I took a line in the sand when it came to transgenders, where I'm like, transgenders have all rights in the world. They deserve to be free and happy, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. However, they're not men. Men are not women, and women are not men. That's it. I'm not going to play this game. I'm not going to take part in that psychosis. Now, if you want me to call you, instead of Julia, Jules, or, instead of Frederica, you want me to call you Fred, I'm fine with that. But the moment that you expect me to go ahead and say that you're a woman when you're a man, I'm not doing it. I'll call you whatever you want, but I'm not going to sit here and say, yes, Fred is a woman when I know you're not. I'm just not going to do it. It's dishonest. It's lacks integrity, and it's not true. And we went back and forth, Mark. I mean, it was brutal. And she just is like, screw you. I'm just done. And she just got rid of me. And I have been wondering how she is. So that means the world to me that she said it. You tell her I love her to death. And whatever happened, I apologize, because she's someone I care about more than anything.
Yeah, no, she's been doing amazing. She's been traveling the world, getting all different insights from different places and helping like locals and villages and towns and stuff like that. And then she, bartends in the summertime in Maine. So we had lots of conversations about that, which is the other reason I like tuning in and everything, because it's perspective that's not just from like an American perspective.
Yeah. Well, and that's why, a lot of the things that you nice things you said, I appreciate it, except for calling me a cunt, is world travel. And I understand, I know what Abby's saying. I just don't agree with her on some things. And the fact that impacted our friendship drives me crazy. But I'm glad to hear she said that. So you give her a hug back, tell her I love her to death. And you need to come on the show sometime and get on video, and I would love to have you on.
Cool, man. Yeah, we'll plan for that sometime for sure.
All right, Bubba. Nice talking to you, Marky. See you, buddy.
Marky.
Yeah, of course. See you, Matt.
Bye.
All right, man. Bye. Dude, one of the coolest cats ever, Marky Borland. He is just one of the coolest guys you've ever met, and total would remind you of Keanu Reeves when he was younger. I'm an FBI agent type guy. His sister is amazing. His family's amazing. But Mark is just just a good kid. And I can't call him a kid anymore. He's 40 years old. It's just insane. Kamala Harris.
39. Not 40 yet. He's got a year.
Don't do the Olivia. Why are you doing the Olivia?
I'm just saying, when you've been there. If I'm 39, I don't want to say I'm 40.
I'm happy that I'm 50. I feel great. I'm a little off-putting, but I like myself. Here is Liz Cheney. Oh my God, shocking. Big shocker here, folks. We're going to pop through some of these videos. Liz Cheney endorsing who? Who do you think she endorsed?
Kamala Harris?
Yeah. She's a Republican, though. You know what's funny? Liz Cheney, a lot of people don't know this. She voted with Trump 93% of the time. Can you believe that? She was one of the most loyal legislators to Donald J. Trump over any other conservative. Massey voted with Trump like 51% of the time. Liz Cheney loved Trump until she didn't, and now she hates him. But watch this. Well, January 6th. He's a threat to our democracy. Listen to this.
Because we're here in North Carolina, I think it is crucial.
Wait a second. Time out. I knew there was something I was supposed to do. I have two things I have to do. And I'm going to get on camera for this. Hold on.
Oh, there's another birthday too.
I know. That's what I was going to do. Let's see. I took the note. Hold on. Janet Lee Fortner Crenshaw. She's a 4 name, so she's fine. 3 names. 62 years young. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Is that what's politically correct? 62 years. Congratulations, Janet. Janet, I see your picture. How old were you in that picture? Because, man, smoke show. Seriously, I'm just saying. Olivia, if anything happens to you, I'm going to call Janet. Janet, happy birthday. 62 years old. Have a blessed birthday. Thanks for being with us. We'll come back on with Olivia as well. Happy birthday. Second, Darla. Darla had sent a message to Amy in regards to a donation she made. First of all, I can't see YouTube donations. In fact, we haven't gotten any donations tonight. It's been a tough night.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Tough night. They happen. But I guess Darla last night had her son donate on YouTube. I didn't see it. Now, I did see that we got a donation from YouTube, and I called it out on the show, and I said, hey, got a super chat. Thanks so much, $10. But there was no name attached to it, and I can't find it.
Yeah, we looked.
It's not in PayPal. It's not on Swipe, and it's not in YouTube. Those are only 3 places I donate. So, Darla, we didn't know. If we knew, we certainly would thank you. You're a longtime viewer. So, $10, either way, thank you so much. It's the thought that counts. I don't think it went through. And honestly, YouTube is not the best because they take 50%. If you want to donate to the show ever, folks, linktapgo.com/the DUM Show. That is the best place to donate because it's right through PayPal. It's an easy process, or you can do it through Swipe. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just go ahead and put it through. If you have a PayPal account, if you don't have a Swipe account, you can just donate and tip right to the show. But we didn't see anything from YouTube. So please let me know if you have a receipt or something so we can go and find out where that went. But Darla, we certainly weren't trying to ignore you. Just wanted to come out and say that. How off-putting was that? Was that too off-putting? Am I okay? Liv.
Oh my gosh. We're going to never hear the end of this.
No, I'm insecure, man. People, come on. Come on. All right. Here it is.
Because we're here in North Carolina, I think it is crucially important for people to. It
was a sticker, only $10. First of all, it only is not in the equation. I don't care if it's $1. We appreciate it. I don't know what a sticker is. I don't really make a lot of money on YouTube. In fact, I don't know anything about it. So I will look that up, but we appreciate it, Darla. And we never would neglect you or ignore you. You understand that it's not flawless. Thank you, Violet. It's not a flawless system. We have to manually put these in. And Olivia gets the emails. So she didn't get an email from YouTube. So that's why. So thank you for donating. We appreciate you very, very much. And we never would ignore you. Here's Liz.
Recognize not only is what I just said about the danger that Trump poses something that should prevent people from voting for him, But I don't believe that we have the luxury of writing in candidates' names, particularly in swing states. And as a conservative, as someone who believes in and cares about the Constitution, I have thought deeply about this. And because of the danger that Donald Trump poses, not only am I not voting for Donald Trump, but I will be voting for Kamala Harris.
Yes, because Trump's such a danger to our country.
Liv, your thoughts on this, because I can't.
I'm so sick of hearing that he's going to ruin our democracy. He's going to take our democracy. He's going to ruin our country. He's dangerous. He's a horrible person. Oh my gosh.
Talking to the mic.
Just look at your bank accounts from what, 5 years ago, before COVID hit, and now. Where were you? Were you better when Trump was in office, or are you better now? So that's what I think. If you were better off before COVID hit, because COVID was not Trump's fault, before COVID hit, and you were better then that means Trump is a better president. If you're better off now, then vote for Kamala, because that means their policies work in your favor. But you should vote for the person who is best for your life, not who you think is best for the country, who benefits you the best. Donald Trump, my gas was $1.50 cheaper a gallon. My groceries were $100 a week cheaper with Trump. My electric bills were cheaper with Trump. Everything was cheaper with Trump. So he's my guy. That's all I can say with that is people really need to, vote that way and vote with your pocketbooks, because that really is the best way to do it.
I did find the donation for $10 for the Real Outlaws, and that is why I do remember mentioning this. I saw it come across, but I didn't give you credit, Darla, because I didn't know it was you. So thank you for the $10. We appreciate it. It's not just $10; it's $10 that helps for the show. These shows are about $110 to run every time we run one. So, that helps. Glenn Clark, $15.95. Yeah. So we don't like to lose money running these shows, but we do the best we can. It costs money, guys. It's not cheap. Setting up even the interviews, even having Marky call in, you got to pay for that phone call. You got to pay for the video conferencing. When I have a guest on for 2 hours, like Damani is coming on Friday, I got to pay for all that for his conference. That's $49.99. It's not cheap. None of this is cheap. It's expensive, but we do it because we believe in it. So there it is. Chiefs versus Ravens tomorrow night. Yeah, get some baseball. Listen, Liz Cheney.
Let's see if Hayden actually knows they're playing. See how big of a fan she actually is.
Yeah, exactly. You're not a conservative if you vote for Kamala Harris. You simply could just say, I'm not voting for Donald Trump, and have a viable option. You don't have a viable option. And that's what she just said. There is no alternative, so I'm just going to vote for Kamala Harris. Well, then you're not a conservative, because you're voting for a progressive socialist. She even said it herself. Trump is so bad that I have to vote for somebody who's also bad. That is the dumbest thing I've heard. If you're a conservative, the closest thing to a conservative is Donald Trump. He's conservative when it comes to the border. He's conservative when it comes to abortion. Whether you want to or not, we have to move the needle on abortion. And because Nick Fuentes is butthurt, he's going to pick apart. You should have heard him today. He said Trump is going to collapse on the border. He said Trump is going to go ahead and flip, and he's going to go ahead and flip on the border. And listen, people, these groups of people are a microcosm. There are definitely people who hate Trump. There is no doubt. But here's the thing. There's also people who hate Kamala Harris. Here's an example. My next door neighbor down the road, this guy literally had like a 20-foot sign of Donald Trump. He had it custom built. He is a Trump fan. He's got like 40 signs in his yard. They went and spray painted all his signs the other night in my neighborhood right down the road from me. Now, people know better than coming on my property. They know. They don't come on my property. They know my reputation. People leave me the F alone. They don't even come and knock on my door. We will see salespeople walk by my house and not come on. Just, they know now. Don't go to that house, because it's not going to end up good for you. The conversation is one you're not going to like. So They ripped his signs out and spray painted them. And then people put up Kamala Harris and Tim Kaine signs. The Tim Kaine sign, Timo Kaino, the vice president of Hillary Clinton. The Spanish-speaking white guy. He is one of our senators here in Virginia, Olivia and I, and Amy. And there's Tim Kaine signs on the corner. They didn't touch them.
I was wondering why I saw Kaine signs.
They
I had no idea.
didn't touch the Kaine signs, but they ripped and threw away the Kamala Harris signs. Folks, there's a visceral reaction for Kamala Harris. The honeymoon is over. I told you people will wake up and realize they don't like her. And this is what's happening.
Somebody put Kamala Harris signs and wall signs by the bus stop where all the high schoolers get on. I'm like, why would you do that? Just dumb.
Paul Rivera says, Matt, I saw a great video today. Distinguish between a democracy and a constitutional republic. Puts a different sound. He will destroy our democracy. I've done that video. Yeah, Paul, you got to go watch some of that stuff. Go to YouTube or Rumble and type in under my show, democracy or republic. And I'm the same way. We are a constitutional republic, but we're still an elected representative democracy. We vote our people in, and they run our system of government through elected representation, which is democracy. But we are a constitutional republic as far as our laws, our branches of government, and the way we organize and run our government. There's a very, very big difference. One doesn't necessarily surpass the other because it's chicken and the egg. You have to vote people in order to have them to represent you and run the republic. But you also have to have a republic which puts constraints on the overall powers of the people you represent, which is what defines a republic. And this is the easiest way. A republic is as simple as this. It is the individual rights, and a democracy is about the collective rights. Liberals believe that if you take care of everybody, that everyone will have the same result. And we don't believe that as conservatives. We believe that if you protect the individual rights, that all boats will rise in high tide, and therefore the collective will be taken care of. But it starts at the singular vote, not the mass. That's the difference between us. That's why they want a popular vote versus electoral college. Electoral college is indicative of a republic. It represents the overall constituencies based upon the size of their population. And people go, well, that's isn't that a popular vote? No, because every single state has representation based upon their size, the way it should be, not on their dollars, not on their location. There's a very big difference. So yeah, I'm with you, buddy. I've done that show. It's a good show. Elaine says you can't have one without the other. Love and marriage. Love. People are not liking Kamala, folks. They're scared. Here's CNN. I told you this was going to happen. Just everyone relax. I know I'm off-putting, but if you just give me a chance, I promise you'll appreciate me in the long run. I'm like herpes. I'm the gift that keeps on giving.
Look at the white voters without college degrees. This is a Trump-based constituency, obviously. You see his huge numbers with this group. You see that this is a trouble sign for Harris. She also, in a place like Georgia, is not doing well with white college-educated voters. She probably wants to make up some ground with white college-educated voters across these battlegrounds as well, Kate.
An important gut check for both campaigns and on multiple levels in multiple states is what's coming out here. It's great to see you, David. Thank you.
If you look at the white voters.
So let's take a look at this, okay? Because white voters are great. But these are very diverse places. They're some of the most diverse in the country, to be honest with you. Georgia is probably the least diverse out of all of these. However, there is a very large black population in Atlanta and other counties within Georgia. Okay. But those big cities are also indicative of these swing states. They all have very large, strong blue-based cities that protect them. And you have a large Muslim population in Michigan and Wisconsin. Pennsylvania has a very large black population. You have a very large Hispanic and black population in Nevada. Same with Arizona, and Georgia is predominantly black population. The fact that Donald Trump is getting this type of support from white people shows you that a lot of white people are going to vote. And if a lot of white people are going to vote, then that's ball game. The one thing that white people struggle to do is get out in droves. We just don't do it. A lot of the rurals, they're just disenfranchised with voting. This is why we need to ensure that we're bringing 10 people to the polls. Kamala Harris, this is hers to lose. Look at those numbers. Wisconsin is her strongest performance with white people. Michigan is low. Pennsylvania is low. Nevada's low. Arizona's low. Georgia is abysmal. Now, if you look at women, Donald Trump is struggling with women. But he was struggling with women in 2016 and 2020. 2016, he did better. So here's the truth of it, okay? I'm going to break this election down in the simplest of ways for every single person on this call. So when it shows true on November the 6th, you can go, oh my God, Matt, you did it again for 3 elections in a row. And I'm about to do it again for you. Here it is. Are you ready? Liv, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be really off-putting, so everyone hold tight.
You need to make an off-putting shirt.
Oh, I'm totally going to make an off-putting shirt. I'm embracing it. I'm going to embrace the off-putting.
Embracing the off-putting, just like we embrace the deplorables and the weird.
Yeah. I think so. I think it's good.
You need to make an I identify as weird shirt as well.
Charity Lamb says, Matt, your take on Americans for Prosperity. I don't know, Charity, but I certainly want to know. Let's address this, and then we can look that up in our final minutes. Okay, deal? Because I will not stay later than 9 because my wife will cut me. So I'll look that up in a second. Here's what you need to know. Now, everyone put your listening hats on and listening ears on and hear what I'm about to say. In 2016 to 2020, there was a very large disparity between 2 voting demographics. Liv, break voting demographics down to the lowest the simplest way to break voters down. The KP Kafkas. Start with kingdom.
The simplest way, male and female, right?
Thank you, God. That's good. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you because this might be off-putting, but usually you miss things like so.
Okay, we have a new drinking game. Every time you say the word off-putting, we need to take a shot now.
So I'm so proud of you. So congratulations. Yes, male and female, because you can break it down by black, you can break it down by Catholic and Jew and lesbian and trans. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. It doesn't matter. Men, women. That is the easiest way to break down the country. And what was the difference between 2016 and 2020, Liv?
The women vote was less for Trump in 20 than it was 2016.
And what else? So was the
black vote, right?
Oh my God, what did you just do? What did I just tell you? The simplest.
Oh, the men vote.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Trump in Georgia.
Sorry.
It's about ready to give you a boo.
Boo.
Okay, so now that we understand that, okay, so give me an idea. Did Trump lose women and men votes in 2020 versus 2016?
Yes, I think he did.
No, he didn't.
Really?
Nope.
No.
The overall, the volume of votes were increased, but he didn't gain. Why? Liv? The volume of votes increased, but he didn't gain. Why? Think about that for a second. This is like round 2. This is double jeopardy. The volume of votes.
Because it was all the illegal ballots
No. I'm
trying here.
Listen, the number of votes changed. They increased from 2016 to 2020. More people voted for Donald Trump. But the percentage of overall man vote and woman vote did not change for Donald Trump. Why? It's real simple. So easy. Because the percentage of that vote, even though more people voted, they still voted within the same percentages that they did in 2016 and they did in 2020. More votes, but he didn't gain more men and gain more women.
That was not simple, just so you know.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me finish. Let me walk you down the path. Okay. So did Joe Biden increase? Now, if Joe Biden was the exact same as 2016, then he would have lost because that's what Hillary Clinton did. And Hillary Clinton lost. So Joe Biden had to have gained in one of those demographics, if not both, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How much did he gain in women? Over Trump. Over Trump's performance in 16, how many more women voted for Joe Biden?
20%?
3%.
Oh, low.
It's not low. It's not low at all. It's huge. It's massive. That is a massive number. Then 4% more men voted for Joe Biden. Now, we can then break down which demographic, educated, suburban, rural, whatever, but that's not important either. What it comes down to it is from the popular vote, that has a massive impact because that takes all voters, and 3 to 4% is a massive difference. But we don't base it off that. So what we do is we look at the swing states and the states that actually make a difference, and we have to look at where Joe Biden won. And what it comes down to is about 90,000 votes for Hillary Clinton is what differentiated the election, and about 200,000 votes for Joe Biden. Are you following me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. So now that we know that 200,000 votes were really the difference in the election, and Donald Trump performed exactly, CJ, thank you for the donation, that he performed exactly like he did in 2016, but there were more votes. He just got the same percentage of votes out of those votes. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you get $100 and you get $1,000 and you make 25% of $100 and 25% of $1,000, it's more money, but it's still the same percentage.
Got it. Okay.
You get me?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you for explaining it. Thank you for mansplaining it for me.
That's what I'll manspread for you too. Just give me a second. So I'm sorry, that was off-putting. So
shot. I would take a shot.
So now that we understand $1,000 versus $100, 25% is 25%, doesn't matter. He never gained. Joe Biden outperformed Hillary Clinton by gaining 4%, eventually 7% of the electorate. That's how he won. Now, we also know that they threw out ballots that were 100% unconstitutional. They mass dumped ballots in blue cities. There were 90-10 splits in some of these Pennsylvania cities, in Wisconsin and Michigan. And we understand what they did. They changed the rules of FEC regulations. They changed the state's constitutions through judges. And ultimately, they won the election because they mass stuffed the overall ballot system. This is why we had 40 million more votes than we've ever seen in U.S. history. And it's why we will not have 180 million people vote. It's going to be closer to 127 to 131 is what I'm saying. And if that happens, then I get the rays of God will shine upon me, and I get hailed as the smartest mother on the internet because I'm the only one who's been saying it for 4 years. Only one. There's nobody who describes what happened in 2020 like me. There isn't. And I will be vindicated on November 6th. Watch. Okay, so now that we know that there's going to be probably 35 to 40 million votes less than there was in 2020, more than likely, unless they have some sort of lockdown or pandemic where everybody's home. But let's face it, they're not going to be able to do what they did under emergency powers with COVID and send out massive amounts of ballots with the excuse of, well, people haven't been able to go to the DMV. So every new person who's moved here, if we've had 1 million people move here in the last 6 months, they all get a ballot. And this is why we had the largest election in U.S. history. And it will be the same if they lock us down. But if they don't, people aren't going to care because they're not going to get these ballots and they're not going to register to vote because they don't vote when they hate the candidate. It just doesn't happen. We saw that in 2016. That's why that wasn't one of the largest elections in U.S. history and was such a huge drop-off from Obama and Romney. Now, does everyone understand? Great. Here's the problem. Donald Trump has gained with blacks. Donald Trump has gained with Mexicans. Donald Trump has gained with suburban males. Donald Trump has gained with rural males. Donald Trump has gained with white people. Donald Trump has gained with Christians. Donald Trump really has not gained with women. But it doesn't matter whether he gains with women if he gains in every other category. He's also gaining with veterans. So right now, the honeymoon is over. The betting odds have went back to normal. I think right now it's 57% for Trump, 43% for Harris. That dropped pretty quick. Remember, it was 54 to 48 just last night, and it was for Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, reality is setting in.
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do the people from 2020 stay registered that just got the ballots because they moved here?
Yeah, if you have not moved, if you have not changed venues or addresses, if you've not had a change to your status where you were unable to vote because of a felony infraction or some sort of legal issue, and nothing has changed in your status, you still should be registered to vote. But you need to check your state's laws. But if you have not left your state, you still should be registered, especially if you voted in the primary. So if you voted in the primary, you'll be ready for the general. If you didn't vote in the primary, you're still probably eligible. But I would just go to your state.gov address and check your registration eligibility. And I'll help you get that if you need to. Okay. What was it? Americans for Prosperity? You got to look that up. Is that what it is?
I think so.
You and I both know that America isn't reaching its full potential.
Well, inflation keeps hurting Americans at the supermarket. Millions of American students are falling behind in reading and mathematics.
47% of Americans find it difficult to cover healthcare costs.
Some people think it never will.
70% of Americans generally pessimistic about U.S. policy.
Keith, how many times do I have to explain it? Keith says, where did the millions of additional votes all for Biden come from? They weren't all for Biden. That's a ridiculous statement. Because Donald Trump had the most votes in U.S. history outside of Biden. He comes in second. So obviously he benefited from the mass send out of mail-in ballots. Keith, you've been a fan of my show for 3 years, and you don't know how he got those votes? I've explained it a million times. There were an additional 50 million votes that were sent out for unregistered voters due to changing election law inside those states through emergency powers through COVID. They mass sent out ballots to people. Some people got multiple ballots, although they weren't counted. But when you had people leave a state, they were getting votes in that state because they hadn't changed their address for the DMV, because the DMV was a 6-month backlog. You remember this. A lot of people couldn't register to vote because the online system, you had to do it in person. Online system wasn't available. Nobody was working. It was on lockdown. And the DMV was backed up. Liv, how long did it take us to go ahead and get our license? Thank you, Diesel Missions, Canine Rescue, and Rehabilitation. Wow. Hold on a second. What's Diesel's mission?
I don't know. I would assume it's
Liv?
a group. I'll look it up, though.
You should look that up. It was about 6 months to get. It was 3
it
months, and
took
then it was another
so
3
long.
months. Yeah. The point is that they sent out mass mail-in ballots to these people, which allowed them to go ahead and vote from home and fill it out, and pre-registered people. It's called an unsolicited vote. You can't do it. It's an unsolicited ballot. You have to register in order to receive a ballot. They weren't. So these people receive this in the mail. And what do? They hear Orange Man's bad. They get it in the mail. They go ahead and probably have someone knock their door. The ballot harvesting technique of let's go ahead and collect your ballot for you. These type of things do take place. And I'm not saying that that's not illegal. The point I'm trying to make to you is that they were sent out constitutionally because they changed the state's constitution without legislators and used judges under emergency powers. That is why it's an unconstitutional election. Nobody ever touched that. By the time they tried to do that, and that was on like January 9th, it was too late. The Supreme Court had already heard the circuit court judges. There was not enough evidence. They had done all the preliminary trials. These are the trials where they're collecting evidence to see if they can even move to a preliminary trial. I watched these on TV, so did you, and there was a crap ton of them. Almost, 72 different lawsuits by Donald Trump. He didn't win one of them. He won one that had nothing to do with election interference. I watched them too, and all of it was he said, she said. All of it was disproved by the state's prosecutors. They would come up and say, 70 boxes of ballots were destroyed. Yeah, because they were 10 years old, and the state's laws are to destroy these ballots. It had nothing to do with 2020. We saw Rudy Giuliani stand up in Arizona and do a teleconference where he said, look, I have a ballot here filled out by Jenny Martha Fred and her roommate, Barbara Blumenthal, and Jenny's been dead for 6 months. And she filled it out. And then the election commission for Arizona literally walk up right behind Giuliani and go, excuse me, Mr. Giuliani, we have some evidence for you. Here actually is, I forgot the name, Barbara whatever, and this lady. And she actually voted for Donald Trump. And the lady who lived with her who was accusing said, that Democrats did that. She did it. She voted for Trump. It was live on TV. This was the most embarrassing thing. Donald Trump openly admitted 2 days ago that he lost by a hair in the election. Folks, enough. This whole election stolen thing needs to stop. You need to get it based in reality. You got to go out and vote. You got to get out there and get your friends. You got to make it happen. Enough of living in 2020. We have got to focus. Okay? How did Biden get those votes? Simple. I've explained it a million times. I don't know why I'm explaining it again. Liv?
Yes, they are located in Clovis, New Mexico. And we help homeless, abused, neglected, and unwanted pets grow healthy and get adopted.
Well, outstanding. Well,
That
listen.
is awesome.
If you donate to the show, do me a favor. Come on, let's talk about your show. Maybe we can get some fundraising for you, get some interest in this. Thank you so much for donating. We greatly appreciate it. But why don't we do something for you? Why don't you come on the show and tell us all about your organization sometime? We would absolutely love that. You can reach out to me at matt@thedumshow.com and Dowdy, right?
Huh?
Dowdy. It's not Dottie. Dowdy. The name, Dottie. It's Dowdy.
Dodie.
Dodie. See? God. It's Dottie, Dowdy, or Duty, or Duty. God, can't get it right. Just can't. It's so off-putting when I get her name wrong. What is it again?
It is Diesel's Mission Canine Rescue and
Okay, I was talking about Dottie.
Dodie.
But Dodie, see? Dodie. God. I just need to get it. Doe, a deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of glowing sun. Okay, I got it. Doe. Dodie. I'll never forget because I've done word association via music. So come on the show. We'd love to have you. Dodie says, which should be unconstitutional. I agree with you. I'm 100% stolen is the wrong word. Unconstitutional election is 100%. Rigged. Rigged is good too. All of it's good. Karen said she did the donation. Karen, I had no idea that your diesel mission. Karen, you need to come on the damn show so we can clear this up. Why are you so mad at me? You're so grumpy. I hate this crap. It's so stupid. I hate fighting with people.
It's right now.
Here is the video of this, and then we're going. This is, and thank you, Karen, for the donation. We greatly appreciate it. And I'm sorry I said you were being a...
Everyone on Rebels like, it looks like you're going to get cut because it's past 9 o'clock. He
I
said if we stay past 9, my wife's going to
All
cut
right,
me.
we got 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes and we're leaving. We got to
You and
go.
I both know that America isn't reaching its full potential.
While inflation keeps hurting Americans at the supermarket, millions of American students are falling behind in reading and mathematics.
47% of Americans find it difficult to cover healthcare costs.
Some people think it never will.
70% of Americans generally pessimistic about U.S. politics right now.
I get it. I used to work on Capitol Hill. I saw the dysfunction firsthand for years. It was really frustrating. And that's why I joined Americans for Prosperity. AFP is the premier grassroots organization transforming policy in this country. I've seen Americans for Prosperity save taxpayers billions of dollars, stop special interests and corruption, bridge divides for a fairer criminal justice system, and give Americans more personal options in healthcare. Expanding freedom and opportunity is the key to unleashing prosperity for every American, and we're ready to partner with you to make it happen.
You can join millions of concerned citizens working every day to advance these principles.
You can elevate your voice to make sure you're actually heard by your neighbors and your representatives.
You can bring people together to advocate for the proven solutions to our country's biggest challenges.
Or cutting the red tape.
You can champion leaders who have the courage to do the right thing. And when they don't, we hold them accountable.
You can be part of a movement that has achieved thousands of policy wins at the state and federal level.
Bottom line, we don't win for any one person, party, or agenda. We win for freedom and opportunity. Because free people are capable of extraordinary things. And together, we can see an America that's reaching its full potential. Join the movement to empower every American.
I'll have to do some research. If I'm not mistaken, I remember hearing about this group. I believe they're Koch funded, not Coke as in Coca-Cola, but
Koch brothers.
Koch. I want to research them. I'm not going to speak on anything that I'm not aware of. But I will tell you this. I don't like people who knock on my door. Like Three's Company, you know? Come on, knock on my door. Come on, knock on my door. Who's been waiting for you? Who's been waiting for... Where the kisses are hers and his. Three's Company do. Do. I don't want you knocking on my door. Get off my property. If I want
Get
you...
off my lawn.
If I want you, I'll call you. And so when I hear Americans for Prosperity, I want to know what it is. And it might be a great grassroots organization. I don't know. But if you're soliciting on my property and you want to talk politics, I don't like you. So I automatically, I'm kind of like, meh. But Charity says that they were, God, allergies. I'm going to snort more cocaine so I can not feel my nose. Charity, I find people who knock on my door off-putting. And then I get off-putting. Charity, I'm going to look into it for you, and I'm going to do some research on it for you, and I'll let you know. But I think singing is off-putting. Whatever. I'm hesitant. You know, I always hold anyone who knocks doors as people who I don't like. I find it to be an intrusion. And you said that they were kind of pushy and rude to you. So I don't know. Let me reach out. Let me read up on them. Let me study a little bit about them, and I'll let you know what I think. Okay? Don't let me forget, please. I would really appreciate it if you would let me know. What do you think of Judicial Watch? I think Judicial Watch, Project Veritas. I believe that if you are the project of truth and you want to claim yourself as being judicial, that you should go after Republicans as hard as you go after Democrats. Because the Republicans are there's plenty of corrupt ones too. And I find it very hard when you fail to hold both sides accountable, because both sides have equally got us into this $34 trillion in debt. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. But I'll give you, it's not that I dislike Judicial Watch. I wish Judicial Watch would truly do what they're saying. And I also don't like the name. There's already a judicial branch of government. There's already executive. There's legislative. They could have renamed themselves like the Fourth Estate, because there is no more Fourth Estate. And the Fourth Estate would be the media. But whatever. It's just nuance. But Judicial Watch, meh. Start holding Republicans accountable too. I want to know where the money from Ukraine, because it's not just Democrats who are getting rich. Matt, are you going to replace the FJB coffee? It's my favorite. Yeah. Maybe just rename it to off-putting. I might. Off-putting coffee. I need to rebrand the coffee. That's a great idea. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to start doing that tomorrow. I got to get that done. Listen, everybody, I got to get my wife off the line. Thanks so much. Listen, all comments. Karen, I love you. I thought you were being grumpy. To the lady that said I was off-putting, thanks. I'm probably going to have a brand of coffee named after you. I appreciate everybody. Thank you for donating for the ones that did. We'll be back tomorrow early. I will have a recorded show. We'll have news in the morning like this morning. And I think I'm going to rebrand the coffee tomorrow and relaunch it for everybody. And we'll come up with some new flavors. Same flavors, different brand. Liv, anything you want to say?
No, I'll see y'all Friday. I'm not on tomorrow.
She's so ready to get off the show. She's just like, I'm so sick of this show. It's so off-putting.
Everyone is freaking like passed out drunk now.
Because why do you think I've been saying off-putting so much? Because off-putting.
Leafs 2025.
Please give me not a chance, dude. Did you hear that
Yes, we had talked about it.
No. Does he understand that Landeskog actually is full contact skating right now, and they're saying that he's actually going to go on the second line? And Nichushkin has been in full rehab, and Nathan McKinnon has said that he is endorsing him coming back. Do you want to know what that first and second line would be? Nathan McKinnon, Rantanen.
If we still have Rantanen.
No, he's not leaving. He's next year. He'll be playing for us for a year.
Okay.
Lehkonen, on the first line. Second line, Nichushkin, Landeskog, and Mittelstadt. With your top two pairs being Taves and Makar. Holy moly. Avs are going to be good. All right. God bless everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Oh, Wimkin. Go over to wimkin.com, please. Do me a favor. Sign up for Wimkin. And don't forget, the Documents of Freedom is on sale. We have them in stock right now, ready to go. Do me a favor and go and pick it up. So you can. We're going to end with commercial and Wimkin, and we are out. We will not be back. Please at least watch the commercials. It means the world to us. Good night, Livy. We love you.
Night, y'all.
First is Wimkin. There's some cussing, and then we'll go to the commercial.
Are you tired of being constantly banned off of every social media platform for saying facts only to be proven right 6 months later after you already had to create a new account? Tired of Fuckerberg robot AI-looking bitch constantly putting you in Facebook jail? Or maybe a geriatric old bastard who shits his pants in front of the Pope became the resident-in-chief because his crack addict, traitorous son had complete media silence about traitorous actions and backdoor deals with the big guy. And those bastards ban you for sharing the story. If you said yes to 2 of the 3 above, you don't need to circle back like a failed White House spokesperson who has 2 alcoholic drinks for a name. Up in Wimkin, we think it's fair not to sell your data to China, even though their president is super inclusive and named Xi. We kind of have a problem with the whole harvesting organs, slave labor, and communism. We also don't compromise you or get your kids to do stupid and dangerous trends. So you don't have to find out secondhand your kid Johnny is an idiot. Look no further than Wimkin. Made and housed in the USA, Wimkin offers all the features of Facebook and more, with complete data privacy and safe for your whole family. Download us on your app store today and join the community of users who value privacy and safety. Wimkin.
What's going on, everybody? Matthew Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me Show. I am proud to announce that the Documents of Freedom are back in stock. It's a 3-book collection, leather-bound, by Arcadia Publishing. Starts out with the Bill of Rights, and it's the complete edition of the rights, so you can look up and reference anything your heart desires. Declaration of Independence, with revisions and founder images included, beautifully illustrated. And last but not least, what would Documents of Freedom be without the Constitution of the United States of America in its entirety? The box is handmade by PFC Flags, custom engraving, all 100% made in the USA from the nails to the glue. And we have a 5-star rating, satisfaction guaranteed, 150 sold, 5 stars or better. It is so important, especially in today's society, to ensure that the younger generation has these books available in the future. Get them for your family and friends, available right now. Head on over to thedumshow.com/books. Thanks so much.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.